I was actually discussing with my friend yesterday, and she said, Dosh, say this life no balance. And I looked at her and I nodded. I was like, yes, oh. When people without eyes are striving to be the best, people without eyes are, making mark in their own world. While people with eyes are complaining, I don't have job, I don't have this, I don't have that. People without legs are traveling the world. They've done masters, they've done PhD, they've done everything. And the ones with 2 legs are there with 1 degree, complaining, I'm looking for government job. Really? This life balance? Ain't no balance. Today on Against All Odds, we're bringing life to your doorstep, the story of this young man, Adebayo. He's a visually impaired person and an artist. I'm very sure that before Adebayo acquired blindness at some certain stage in his life, he wasn't this productive. Or maybe he was. He must have lost out on some things, but have gained on some things. Today, we're bringing his story, how this challenge came about, and how he's been able to surpass it and get to this point that he is right now. My name is Toshima Pius Ikerafi. Don't go away, we will be right back.
This is Against All Odds.
I am curious about something. You are an artist.
Yes.
And you actually make out designs. And you're also teaching people, okay? How do you know when you create your design in your head and you put it down, explain it to them? How do you know that they've actually gotten exactly what you want?
I use motif. And this motif is designed on foam. This motif guide will be able to guide you. The design, maybe if you cut a design on the foam, the people will I can still design on paper, and people will now cut it out for me. So when they now cut it, you will now transfer that motif on a foam. And that foam, you can be able to use that foam as a template. So we now use it to pick wax and just put it on the fabric. So we now have those designs on your fabrics. That is one. The other way, I have is my own idea. We have something that we call blending in batik and tie and dye. And this blending is how you blend your color from darker to lighter. So, and all these things is in blood. That's the way I can say it. Because something is in the blood. And it's something that I can transfer to people. Because I do it and it works. So that's why I can be able to say it's something that we can transfer.
There are artists who are born and there are artists who are made. Will you say you are a born artist?
I'm born artist, 100%. Because my daddy also, he sketched when I was very young. Since I was born, the story is that I always sketch. I always do something creative.
Tell us everything you do that has to do with the art world.
I do wall decor. That's, we call it batik pictorials. I do Adire designs. I do duvet that we used to cover my best friend. So, and we do tablecloths. We do ashwebi, all these tops, attires. We use it for palm, shoes, so many things. School bags, laptop bags, so many.
How long have you been in this business?
So far, it's over 20 years now.
Let's go into your challenge now. What happened and when did you dive into the dark world?
Wow, interesting.
This is Against All Odds.
20 years in an art world is such a long time for one to have recorded resounding achievement, especially with the kind of drive Adebayo had. He would have surely achieved a remarkable height in his world, if not for glaucoma, the silent thief of sight that strolled into his world and stagnated him for some time. Adebayo Muritala David, born in Lagos State, Nigeria, into the family of Mr. and Mrs. Muritala David. Adebayo lived and schooled in Lagos with his parents until he lost his dad in 1981. And in 1992, he and his family had to relocate back to Oshogbo. Adebayo worked with Nike Gallery in 1998 and for some reasons left that same year. With an adventurous spirit to explore the world and learn more creative forms of arts, Adebayo in 1998 traveled to Ghana, where he got engaged with a lot of organizations and NGOs. While in Ghana, he worked with the Center for Arts and Culture, where he trained over 300 students. He also trained some art students at University of Arts and Technology, Kumasi, Ghana. He met a woman who had seen and admired his work. She asked to partner with him. For Adebayo, that was his most laudable project so far. It was a project where he took art to the street. This gesture, sponsored by his partner, changed the lives of a lot of boys on the street who are today making impact around his space. Due to his diligence, dedication, and creativity, he was given an opportunity to travel to Europe. And behold, the thief walked in. Adebayo started having challenges with his left eyes while still in Ghana. He managed it medically, but decided to return to Nigeria when his eyes were deteriorating for medical attention. Adebayo spent so much money on medication, moving from one hospital to another. He became broke because he had no time for art anymore. His medication was becoming too expensive, and the right eyes too gradually became infected. Adebayo's life was shutting down right before him. In penury, he kept striving to retain his eyes until one fateful day.
Last medication was at Ibadan UCH, and I was told in 2012 that it's only by His grace that I can see again. So I was crying, weeping, rolling on the floor, and the HOD was saying, no, 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 you can't kill yourself.
When life throws a man several blows, it takes the grace of God, family, and loved ones to help him pull through. But in the case of Adebayo, which was he to mourn? Was it blindness, or was it the fact that the wife of his youth abandoned him with 4 children to cater for? Yes, his wife left him to his fate. He was left dejected, depressed, confused, rejected, abandoned for 2 years. From 2012 to 2014, he wallowed in self-pity and confusion until one day,
By the grace of Almighty God, and I have the support of my uncle, Ademola Raji. I always be proud of him because he assists me. And then by his grace, I have a friend and a pastor of mine. They are always with me. These people never leave me alone.
and so he picked up the option of going to a rehabilitation center to start life all over again. Adebayo is an ex-student of the Nigerian Society for the Blind Lagos. There, he learnt the new life.
After a year, I was even trying not to leave the school because I really touched the life of people also there. Because as a student, I have to change the tune of even the creativity of that adire making department there. Because when I was at Oshodi, I taught my teachers, my colleagues, so many people believe that they can do adire, which I trained them. Up to now, I still have many of them contact me. Even the governor of Lagos State came to that school because of the skill. Because the wife she saw me doing adire, said, wow, a blind guy is doing adire. She now promised that she will bring her husband to come and celebrate his birthday with us. And by his grace that day, the governor paid all the students' school fees for 2 years and gave us money to complete our project in that place. And then he invited me, we sit down, we talk. So, and in my life, even when I was excited, I don't believe that I can sit down with the governor, which I did. Very interesting. In my room, inside the hostel, I started mixing music. And, every place, I was disturbing people by mixing, being like trying to be a DJ. I'm telling you, with the grace of God, after leaving that school, I can be able, people gave me contracts. I go to birthday party, I play, I mix for them. From there, okay, what next? I don't need to stop there. I have to be selling this with this art, because everything has gone down in art business. By His grace, I now come up again. So, and today, I can be able to mix disc. I can be able to play sax without learning it so far. I can be able to play gong.
Before we continue, let's use that to relax a bit. Wow, this is good. So this is one passion added to the painting, and it's complementing it, right? It's not going to push painting away, Abi.
At all. I just, it's something that I love doing.
When asked what his challenges has been so far, he bitterly mentioned rejection and lack of confidence in persons with disability. He showed us a piece he made for Nigeria at 60. Look at this. Yes, made by a blind man. Concept design done by him.
Fabrics has a lot to do with patterns. So how do you create your patterns?
There's a way I fold fabric, and if I apply dyes and open it up, you will continue to see bamboo trees on that fabric. And I will now give name. We have some that we call sprinkling. We just sprinkle wax. We have rough stamping. We have dribbling. We have pick and pour. We have so many of them. My children, I also train them. That's the advantage of it. So I train them. So this something that's come from my mind, immediately I will put it down and I will ask them to do it for me.
How do you choose your colors? How do you know this is that, and then?
I don't play with colors, and I don't trust people with colors. Why I'm saying this is that at times you may give somebody or someone to dye blue for you, for instance, and that blue, they may add another thing. Immediately you add another thing to that, what you are done, you may not get the original color because the quantity of the material you are putting in that dye solution will determine the kind of color you get. So that is why I don't play with colors, because I know how to measure my colors, and at times I have what we call color identifier on my Android. So when you pointed it on the fabrics, it will tell you exactly the color you are, which even ordinary person cannot do. Okay. So I mix color on textile. There is a way I apply wax on the fabrics and I'll give it name. There is many methods that I use, but the main major of my work is that I give them name. I title them.
That's very interesting. So, how do you get your inspiration?
From dream. From dream, I even, anytime, it comes anytime. I may sit down, to come by thinking, at times, from what you see. After developing the idea of return from farm, something else spoke to me that this man that is coming from farm with 2 wives and grandmother and small boy, and they kill an antelope, bring it back home without any incident. And what does that mean? It's a grace. That is glory. It's an opportunity. It's a sign of achievement.
Do you still sketch and paint on canvas?
No. It's only the work I did before I lost my sight. But I give concept. You know, what is funny about this art, let me brief you a little bit. Call a name of any textile artist. Is a work that you can't do alone.
Do you sell in wholesale, or you also sell in retail, or you do both?
Do both, and some of our price that we have on ground, it depends on the material, because we have chevron, we have a guinea, we have mercerized cotton, at times we have wool. So many. Or it depends on the one you want. So, but the common one that people order is the one of the guinea and the mercerized cotton. For 5 years, I think 5 years goes for 6,000. That's the ordinary cotton. And the other one of guinea is go for 7,500. We have scarf tops, we have scarves, we have wall deco. That's when we frame it, you just hang it.
So like this shirt you're wearing now, how much does it go for?
This one is go for 5,000. Even if you check the back, let me show you my back. So you now see the concept of Tibiamwe. That is the concept. Never say that. You can see a dry wood lying on the floor, dry tree. It's now getting a green, a fresh leaf. And that's the back, and then this is the front.
Okay.
It's my inspiration, it's my concept, but it's applied by my son.
Igi Aruwe, meaning yes. What?
When the dry things that have, that therefore a dry tree, we still germinate and bring out fresh leaf. It means that with God, all things are possible. And you don't give up. So, and that's why I'm saying it's challenge us. It's a stranger. That's how I describe challenge. It's a stranger. It just come and it will go. Yoruba may say, So I'm still living. Let them know I'm still saying it. Anybody, be you able or disabled, you, so far as you are still living, try to let people see your impact in your community, in your state, in your country, even all over the world. And that is what I'm doing now. And that impact will make that name one day, Adebayo Muritala David, will still be live forever. Because I tell people and I pass what I know, I train people what I know, I give people knowledge, I advise people, I change life, I touch life. So definitely, I will live for life.
This is Against All Odds.
Adebayo only needs the world to accept a blind artist. It's not by sight, but by the willpower. Today, Adebayo is a proud father of 2 graduates and 2 undergraduates. He is the CEO of Art Gallery, one in Ghana and another in Osogbo, Nigeria. He achieved all this in blindness. He has also taken upon himself to train persons with disability and also normal persons on how to strive and survive with their handwork. He took us around his art gallery and also showed us his artworks.
This one is 150,000.
Let me say, I'm never ashamed of him because he's my biological father. So I'm not, I love him. I love the way he takes care of us and the way he does things. But whenever we are at home, most of the times, it makes me get mad because he wants everything to be perfect. Even without seeing it, you just say, Farida, do this. Have you done it? And something about him, just don't like seeing people sitting down doing nothing. He just wants you to do something, and that makes me annoyed most of the times. He just wants everything to be perfect, and he loves helping people around. I love that too about him.
In fact, I really thank God because I'm not. I don't know that I can do anything, but when I join this group, I can make many different color of adire or tie and dye. I really enjoy it. Even I can depend on it.
My guy is a kind person, though very strict, but really enjoy him in our midst. Well, when I left school, I had it in mind to search for a white collar job. But later, I now decided on my own that let me just go and learn something to do. But what really fascinated me in this man is that anytime he came to our meeting at our local government, I always see something different he put on. So, and I decided on my own that I would just come to him and learn this thing. Yes, I've gained a lot because ever since I've been in this group, I'm not depending on anybody.
So how long have you known Adebayo?
I think for like 4 years now, we've been coming along. And then he has been a wonderful artist in town that I know. And I patronize him so much. This one was used for my second son's naming. Then I had him to design it specially for me. So this is for me. And you can't see it anywhere else. And that's something about him. If you ask him to design a concept for you, you can search anywhere in the world, you will not see that concept again.
It's been a wonderful time with you and the entire crew on Against All Odds, okay? Thank you very much for making our time. And then we pray that for all that you desire, The Lord will do it.
Amen.
Keep being positive and keep striving.
For everything he has created, he actually has a name for it. Dry trees will bear fruit again. Are you a dry tree? Have you condemned yourselves? What are you thinking? That you cannot bear fruit again? Get up, water your thoughts, and bring them alive. You know, imagine yourself closing your eyes when you want to conceive ideas. That is when the most brilliant ideas come to mind. Conceive your ideas, water them, bring them to life. Do not wallow in self-pity. Be positive. Let's do this again, same time next week. My name remains Toshima Pius Kerafi.